All right, we're now recording, and it is Tuesday, October 20th. Welcome, 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 everybody. It's been quite a week already, and it's only Tuesday with the pumpkin shakes coming out and being sold out in a matter of hours, and what a whirlwind. We couldn't even log in to get any, so. And my last box of 4 went back to the warehouse, so man, oh man. We may take you up on that, Jody, to bring this New Year's kickoff. So, how has everybody's week been, you guys? Who's going to jump out and share their victory first?
Sorry, I'm on my phone. I'll go. It's been a really busy last few days, so it's I'm just trying to get myself more centered now to kind of focus a little bit more. So I'm glad to be back.
Awesome. Yeah, I know you had a lot going on, so glad you are back as well.
Yeah.
Hang on a sec. And who would like to go next?
I can. It's Jody.
Hey, Jody.
So I took a old friend out for lunch yesterday, and I approached her like probably a couple years ago about re-enrolling a couple years before that. And so I sent her a note about the new coffee and everything. She's like, yeah, I'm not really interested. And I said, okay, well, let's just go for lunch. And it was a good talk and catch up. And then it was funny because all of a sudden at the end, she was like, I'm so tired of eating out and spending money on salads and it's just blah. And I'm like, well, you do know we have shakes that are meal replacements, right? And she was like, yeah, you know what? Send me some information. So I was like, okay. So I did that today and I haven't heard back. Yeah, that was unexpected.
That's great. And you know what? That's just such a good message to not give up on anyone, because people's situations change, as Paul and Lynette said, every 3 to 6 months. So 786, that's you, right, Penny?
Yeah, it's too staticky, so I think I had to hang.
Oh, now you're...
I had to switch to my phone.
There we go. I don't know why it won't name your phone, or Joe's phone, or Paul's phone. I think
so
another
ugly.
great thing for you guys, we passed over 500 members in the VIP group, which is pretty amazing, I think. So that's great. All right, who else is willing to share something cool from their last week or so?
Oh, excuse me.
I'll go. This is Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Hey. Well, I mean, I got a couple of little things, but was really happy to actually get my nephew enrolled. So, not only new members, but new family members, which really got me excited. And he's doing really well with it. It's something that he tried in the past, kind of bought some product off of Amazon and didn't really go through me for whatever reason it was. But anyways, we got him on the team and signed up. And then I had another guy approach me yesterday that had talked to me in the past, and kind of what you're going off of, never lose contact with people. You never know what can happen. But yeah, he approached me last night, and we have a call set up tonight. And it just seems like since I've got more of the athletes going, my name's kind of getting around out there quite a bit. So I've got 3 or 4 more other athletes who are wanting me to train them as well. So I'm kind of carving out my own niche there with a lot of people. So it's been pretty exciting to, have more and more people approaching me to train them and, get on the No Juice Joe program.
Right. That's awesome. And that actually reminds me of something I wanted to share about tonight. And that is, thank you, Joe, for sharing. And that is that we just had a great ICU here in Phoenix. And I was just reminded how important it is for us to share about our vision and our mission and who we are. And we haven't talked in a long time about that branding and branding ourselves and being able to communicate and articulate to people what we're about, because really that is when I saw a lot of the trainers on stage and a lot of the people who were earning the huge bonuses, and there were some bonuses being handed out that just, I mean, even in my 10 years, I was blown away. And I think what these, and a lot of them were in that younger start generation. And I think what a lot of these young people have mastered is that branding and really getting the message out of, this is what I'm about. I'm about helping young moms stay home. I'm about the vision and the mission and the why. So they're not so much sharing about product. Oh, let me just mute a few of these. I don't know who that was. Anyway, so I think that's something that I want to just remind everyone, including myself, to do, is to really show the world who you are and what's unique about you. Penny, do you need a knee shot? I know you're East Coast girl. I was hoping the song would kind of get everyone going. Anyway, so does that make sense, you guys? Does anyone have any questions about that? So instead of posting on, I think, Jody, you do a great job of that. I don't know if everyone here follows Jody's post. Jody does a really great balance, I think, of kind of showing the world what she's about, from, you know, mom and sometimes frustrations as a mom and the joys of being a mom and the athletic side of her, and then sprinkled in that are little messages and hints about our products. So I think that's really fantastic. I saw a couple of, nobody on this call, but a couple of our team members, I saw pictures again on their public walls with, you know, pictures of product and pictures of Isagenix boxes, and those are the things they were really clear about at that ICU. In fact, they showed posts. David and Angelique Nori showed pictures in their PowerPoints of people's posts, you know, with the box outside the door and everything. Like, I hope you're not in the room, but you guys, this is what not to do. This is the part of social media of what not to do. So really make sure, please, to educate your teams about that. And also to watch when you enroll someone new, they're excited, and you know they might remember you said post a picture of your box in the group, and they get it mixed up and they put it on their wall. So when you enroll someone, or even from the time I put someone in the group, I select on their Facebook profile to get notifications of all their posts. That way, those kinds of things can be kind of caught fairly quickly, if that makes sense.
Total sense.
Okay. All right. Does anyone else have any victories to share?
I'll share. This is Lauren Raymond.
Hi.
Hi. Well, I kind of like Gina last week, or the last 2 weeks, I kind of just didn't follow through on my 90-day game plan and the calls I needed to make. And this weekend I was like, I've got to get back onto it. So I made my daily tasks Sunday of the people I was going to call and connect with and talk with, and two of them were on my chicken list, because one I've already talked with before about referrals a couple of years ago, and nothing came through. The other person was somebody who I think we kind of started off on the wrong foot, and it was not because of this. It was just with HOA stuff in our community. He's a manager for one of our units, and we've now come to terms, and we've talked about other things. So I'm like, I'm going to call him, because he's a businessman, and he's bright and passionate about things. So today I called them both. I had it on I take my list out at work, and I'm like, okay, at lunch I got to call these people. And after school I went out and I made these 2 calls, and I scripted out what I was going to say. And I just really communicated the project that we're working on and the passion we have to empower people to transform lives.
Uh-oh. Did everyone freeze? Lauren? Uh-oh. Everyone froze.
Totally.
Welcome back.
Hey,
Loved your opening song, by the way.
was I the only one who got bumped off?
Yes.
Uh-oh. Well, Lauren, you can share it with me again. I don't know if the recording, oh, it's still recording, so hopefully, I don't know if it'll record while I'm gone, but anyway, awesome. So, yay, whatever happened. Woo!
Good cheer.
All right. 3 cheers. All right. And I want to give a shout out to Christine, although she's not here. She added her first guest to the Very Inspired People group. So that's very cool. All right. Anyone else?
I'll go. Tomorrow night I'm going to have my first three-way call. And Thursday night I'm going to have my second three-way call with Jody and 2 prospects. Last night I got a text from my personal trainer and one of his staffs who's a personal trainer within like 2 minutes of each other asking me, what's all this stuff you're talking about? Cleansing. I've never did a cleanse before, and I have to kind of chuckle because they're personal trainers and I always think they should know this stuff. But anyways, so we're doing a three-way call tomorrow night with a couple who are looking to get started as a couple, and Thursday night with one of my personal trainers. So that will be very new for me, a three-way call.
Fantastic. Well, make sure you brush up on your 3-way call protocol. And
Oh, I have it written out.
Pia, I will send you my 3-way if you haven't seen it. So I'll send it to you.
Okay, great. Thanks. Awesome. Because I've realized everybody has a little bit of a different system for how they like to be welcome. So that'd be great.
well, we all have the same system. It's just Jody's talking about her 5-point intro.
Oh, yes, sorry. You know what? I talked about it with another girl, Vicky. Hers is different. Sorry, that's who I'm referring. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But you have our document, right? Our team one?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And that's all from Susan Sly's trainings and everything. So it's definitely a system that works. All right. Well, you'll do great. I'm sure. And you know what? One of the biggest things I can say if you're nervous, just right up front say, I'm really nervous because I haven't done this before. And that just puts everyone at ease. You know what I mean? So don't try to be perfect and slick. Just be real and have fun with it. And Jody, we've done ones like that, right? It's like, well, oh yeah, that didn't go so well, or oops, sorry, or you forgot this. And so just be real and natural, and that puts everyone at ease. And I'm sure you'll do absolutely fantastic. Jody's great on these calls, and yeah.
Yep, I'm going to let her take the lead, and I'm going to be a willing student.
Exactly. That's where the roll of duct tape comes in after you do the introduction.
I just to add on to Steph, I get nervous every time for the 3-way calls, and I don't know why. But the minute I admit that I'm nervous out loud, I calm down, and it's almost like I'm giving myself permission to be nervous, and I relax. So, and I find, like Steph says, everyone relaxes too. It kind of gives everyone permission to be nervous. So definitely, if you're feeling nervous, just admit it. It will be easier. And then I have the duct tape too, and I put myself on mute so that I'm forced to shut up. So,
even if something slips out.
I'll do that, Chelsea.
Yeah, cut that for that too.
Probably the biggest kind of oops that I see new people make is that, and even sometimes not so new people make, is that they don't right away, like they'll say, hey, hi, it's Pia, how are you doing? Instead of, hi, it's Pia and Jody on the call. Is this still a good time? And I've had that happen, and someone goes, how are you doing? And then 10 minutes later, it's like, oh my God, this is so awkward. I'm listening to their life story, and they don't know I'm on the phone. So I'm sure it'll be great. And at the end, Jody will say, is there anything else you want me to mention, Pia? So if there's something like you just can't wait, she'll ask at the end, and it'll be fantastic. I can't wait to hear about it. Way to go. So that's
Jody.
Celebrate. All right. Anyone have anything else before we get into it? All right. Well, I want to give a little bit of shout outs here so we're going to be doing some different things with our recognition now. Some of it's going to be on these calls. Some of it's going to be in the group. I think the newsletter's just not getting enough exposure. But I do want to recognize our top cyclers for the prior week, and that's James Downey, Alan Blackbird, Stephen Margot Drake. Double product introductory bonuses were Karen Cambaliza, Andrew Fraser, and Megan Orvis. So yay. And the Enrollers Club, Marilyn Toro, Christine Beauchamp, Jody got Enrollers Club, my hubby Al, and James Downey as well. So yay to all of you guys. And you guys want to hear how our ISA Derby teams are stacking up? Drum roll. So number 1, ISA Visionaries.
Whoa, that's us!
Yay!
Oh my god, and I've been the worst team leader for that. Oh my god, I want to hit myself. But oh my gosh, wow.
So yay,
Yay!
You guys passed us up last week. Number 2, Fuel the Change. Whoop whoop, Lauren. And Christine, who's not here, and Paul, who is here. And then number 3, Team Starfish. Number 4, ISA Wanna Vacation. Gina. Gina, that's you, I think. And number 5 is Team Platinum. So still lots of time to get things going.
Woo!
Woo! Yeah, this is the time to kick it in, you guys. So how many of you also in ISA Derby earned a free enrollment coupon?
Yay. Was that?
I never received mine. This is Ryan. I never received mine.
Did you check your back office? Because that's
I
where
did.
it's in your ISA mail.
I know I looked. I didn't see it there.
So is it technically every person who joined a team would get a free coupon? Is that right?
I think it was based on points, wasn't it, Chelsea?
Yeah, they're all points based. So I think it's I think it was like 5 to 15 points you get it, and then there's a flyer. There's a flyer that explains them in the back office, because I don't remember all of them, but I know you do have to have a certain amount of points.
So Ryan, if you did qualify, just get on ISA chat. It was weird because my email was there and then it was gone one day and then today it was there again. So I don't know if that was just something weird and glitchy happening. Who's calling in from 970?
That's me.
Oh,
I'm having internet issues. I'm trying to get online. It's not letting me from calling.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. Okay. Who's getting a call? That was weird. Okay, so you guys, one of the things that we also haven't touched on in a while, get your notebooks out. I think this is some really great information that I was reminded about at the ICU, and that is this was a great training from David and Angelique Norrie, and they talked about what are the desired character traits and core values of people you want to partner with. And they said come up with at least 10. So and that way you really come from a place of, do I let this person into Isagenix? Do I let them on my team rather than do I get them on my team? Were you saying something, Penny?
Sorry, I just realized I didn't post my 30-second video. Sorry.
No. I read your lips. I think I saw, oh crap. Okay. So What are some, let's throw that out there. Like, what are some, if everyone can just come off mute, what are some characteristics that you guys would love to have in the people that you'd like to partner with?
Positive.
Integrity.
Positive, integrity, great.
Driven.
Driven,
Entrepreneurial.
entrepreneurial,
Motivated.
Open-minded.
motivated,
Compassionate.
compassionate. I like that.
Artistic
have-
action.
Health conscious.
Genuine.
I like that too. I'm adding to my list.
Honest.
Honest.
Mhm.
Great. Inspired.
Integrity.
Integrity.
Artistic
Self-motivated.
action.
Coachable is something on my list. Caring. Fun. Team player. Someone who's connected and influential. This is a list we all came up with kind of in a team. Actually, sorry, this was Zach and Eden Slobin's training. I gave credit to the wrong people. Someone who's excited and someone who's into personal development, because that's one thing I also saw really clearly. A lot of the leaders on there and people getting recognized and people getting the big bonus checks were really into a lot of personal development. So when the other thing is, and I did not get a chance to do this before this call, but they said print out your Facebook friends list. There's a way to do it. I have not found out that way, but I will Google it. What's the hashtag? The new hashtag I learned? Hashtag GTS, and it's Google that IT. So GTS, I'm going to do that, and then I'll post on how to do it, because I think that's pretty powerful to actually have our Facebook list printed in front of us. And they said something that really surprised me about this, you guys. They said if somebody on your list has even one of the character traits of your list of 10, then don't scratch them off your list. And I always used to kind of think, well, they have to have at least 3 or 4. But they said even if they have at least one, then don't scratch them off your list. And then they talked about the whole, I know we've done training on this on form, you know, the family and where are you from, the connecting occupation, organization, being what organizations do belong to, R, recreation, and M, motivation and money. And I know different people have different forms of this formula, but I like this really simple one. And they did something that was really cool in their connecting training. And I love connecting. You guys know this. I've done so much training on this and asking people questions and connecting with your server or anyone that you're around. But they did something, they did it a little, they had a little twist on it that I hadn't heard before. And it was past, present, and future. So when you're talking to someone, and let's say you have a really dynamic, great server or a salesperson helping you. So you could ask, how long have you worked here? Or how long have you been doing this? Or even if it's a friend you're talking to, how long have you been, Jody, like how long have you been teaching at college? You know, how long has that been? So that's a past question. And then, so you must really love what you're doing, or how are you enjoying what you're doing? That's a present question. And then, can you see yourself doing this for another 10 years? Now, most people, even at the point of you must really love what you're doing, some people do. Some people love their jobs and are thrilled to be doing what they're doing. But the statistics are pretty high. Like 87% of people would think about quitting their job or would not want to be in the same job. So I think statistically you're likely to get a response where maybe they don't love what they're doing and no, they can't see themselves doing it for the next 10 years. So then you can, of course, ask the question, if you weren't doing this, what would you be doing? That's another future question. And if you could do anything, what would you be doing? And then this is the magical one that I had never used before, because I've had conversations like this. And that is, so let's say we had a conversation with a server when Matthew and I were out for dinner, and he's working, so he's sorry he can't be here. And, you know, how long have you worked here? She'd been there a couple of years. She did really like it. But what she really wanted to do is to be an author, and she was writing a book, but she didn't have time to write her book as much as she would have liked. So what I didn't have is this question we learned the next day, but it's what's getting in the way of you doing that? What's getting in the way of you doing that? And I just, wow, there's so much power in that, because I would say 9 times out of 10, it's going to be time or money. And do we have a solution for time or money? Mm-hmm. And this gal also, for her energy was a huge issue. She said, I'm just, when I get home from work, I'm just so tired. And then, the next day I go to the gym and whatever, and I'm just so tired. So for her, it was energy was a huge issue as well. And then of course you go on to the if I could show you a way to earn extra money in the pockets of your life so that you could be home to write that book, or so you could be home with your kids more, or so you could travel more, or whatever their reason that they do is, would you be open to learning more? So we're not asking people, would you be interested in that? Because they don't know yet, but would you be open to learning more, which I thought was also really great languaging. And of course they might say, well, what is it, or what's it about? So now's not the time or the place. Why don't we do this? Are you on Facebook? We've talked about that. So if people have their phone with them, I'll say, do you have the Facebook app on your phone? Let's open it. I'm really easy to find. And I'll take their phone and type me in and send me a friend request. And I'll show them, this is me. I'll just hit add friend, and then I'll pull my phone out and accept it. If they don't have their phone there, you can of course say, well, would you mind typing your name here and see if we can find you? Let's connect. And then also on top of that, if it's someone you don't know, why don't I also take your cell number so we can take a time so we can set up a time to connect, because you don't know if they're going to accept that friend request, and it's always good to have that secondary number. But of course, all of this is with that sprinkling of conversation, of being curious about them, of finding out about them. It's not just an interrogation trying to get to that point. They said the key to success is to be genuinely curious about people. And that's something I definitely have been very curious about people in my life. And I think the Very Inspired People group has made it so much easier now for us to then take it to that next step. So any questions about that process or connecting?
I have a question though. So if we're connecting with somebody that's more business related, we're still adding them to that group? Because a lot of times I'll see people, from my understanding, it's a product page.
Yeah,
so,
that's a great question. And actually, I don't know if you watched some of the trainings from Paul and Lynette. They did talk about that specifically, in the sense that, for example, if they're talking to a personal trainer who might be interested in the business, or an athlete who might be interested in the business, they'll say, so listen, we're going to add you to this product page. So I want you to look at it from the standpoint of business as well. But this is our system. This is the system we use to share Isagenix. So that would be the same system that you can use, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So the process is the same. The videos you share might be a little different, and the way you ask them to watch what's happening in the group might be a little different. But I don't know if you guys have been watching. Matthew, my son, most of the people he's adding are interested in the business because he's approaching them about the business, but they're still going into that group.
Yeah.
And then the minute that they do join and have that business interest, and guys, there are a lot of people who aren't being added into the business group. So let's make sure, if they definitely have a business intent, or they've enrolled someone, or as soon as they've added someone to the VIP group, they can go into our business group. And thank you for bringing that up, Lauren, because I also wanted to mention, I really want to get our business group way more active. It feels like we kind of took our eyes off it a little bit because we were really launching the VIP group. But the business group, that's where all the recognition happens. So, if somebody added their first person to the VIP group, let's recognize them in there for that. If somebody enrolls their first person, let's recognize them for that. Of course, when somebody goes consultant and all of that, recognition. Double PIBs, all that kind of stuff, getting those blueprints again and see what's happening, because I only see my 4 PET levels for blueprints. All right, any other questions about that? Did anyone learn anything new from that little bit?
Mm-hmm.
I love that last question. What is getting you in the way of doing that?
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
All right. So then another few, like I had lots of notes, but another one, of course, Chris Harder. Some of you have probably seen his video about how he gets people started. And it was such a great reminder, and I loved it. You know, so what are you currently spending when somebody's ready to get started? And it's all permitted, you know, do I have your permission to get you set up for success? And most people say yes. So what are you currently spending on, you know, your food intake? And a lot of people don't know, so you might have to prompt them. So, you know, well, what do you have for breakfast, for example? What do you have for lunch? Do you stop by for coffee? Do you get a snack in the afternoon? And people are quite often really surprised that when you say just redirecting grocery money is a really only a small part of what people spend. Sorry. Let me get that, of what goes in their mouth, right? Because there's the Starbucks, there's maybe the bag of chips, there's the muffin, there's the going out for lunch with friends, there's going for drinks. So really anchoring them in the value of what we have to offer. So I guarantee, so he says, I guarantee we'll find a system that meets your goals. And I love that as well, because we'll keep making it about them. And we'll also find one that fits your budget. So you've gone over what they spend in a day. You've gone over kind of their eating plan. So which 2 meals, because what you're going to be getting involves meal replacement. So which 2 meals would you want to replace in a day? And then they might say, I don't know, breakfast and dinner or breakfast and lunch. And what are you spending on those? And then you've already gone some of the snacks. So once you get that from them, and Matthew just did this on a call, and it was unbelievable listening to the guy. He's like, oh my gosh, well, I stop and I get a coffee, and then I get this, and he said, I can't believe how much, and then I go out for lunch. He can't believe how much he spends. And sorry, my notes are kind of scrambled. Of course, you already are talking about their goals throughout all this, right? So then you just basically tell them how they're going to redirect that. And you would say, so would you be more comfortable spending $10 a day or $20 a day to get to that 30-pound weight loss, or to start building muscle, or whatever? You restate their goals again. Something else he said, and it's true, and that he says to people, one way or another, we're going to pay for our health. We can pay for it in the prevention side, or on the back end, if we're not going to take care of our health. You know, the magic wand question, I'm sure you guys have heard that. If you could wave the magic wand and change anything about your health or your body in the next 30, 60, 90 days, what would you change? And then asking them, this was some really good nuggets too that I hadn't heard before. What are your expectations from this program? How would you define success in your first 30 days? And hearing from them what that looks like. Being very high touch with people for their first 7 days. And letting them know, again, I have your permission to set you up for success. That's gonna mean we're going to be in touch. So is it okay if I reach out to you and coach you into getting that goal and restate their goal? Coach you on getting your goals. Coach you on getting rid of that muffin top. If I coach you on and restating your goals. So your coaching now is to start doing the do. I'm gonna be reaching out to you every day, and when I reach out and figure out if it's text, phone, Facebook, what they prefer, I'm expecting to hear back from you. Can we agree to that? So they're really setting this up ahead of time, for set people up for success. And here's So any questions on that one, guys, on how to help people get started with their pack?
Okay.
Okay.
No, it's pretty straightforward.
A term that they use that I loved, and I just wrote down that you're going to be getting this robust nutrition. I hadn't heard it referred to like that, and I just really like that word, robust nutrition. We have a system to plug you into, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can certainly use that both for product users and people interested in the business. Another little tidbit, now off topic, but this is with reaching out to your list. If you know, has anyone here besides me had people go AWOL and missing, MIA, they're missing in action after there's like, yeah, I'm so interested. So this was from Kathy Coover. When you leave maybe a second message or something, if you don't call me back, I'll just scratch you off my list. This just may not be the right time for you. And Matthew used that with somebody who's been avoiding his Facebook messages, and the guy immediately replied, no, wait, I've just been too busy to look at it. But wait, don't scratch me off your list. Nobody wants to be scratched off a list. That's a pretty bold one, but I like it. I haven't used it yet.
I like that.
Yeah.
Stephanie, I'm just reading over my notes from Paul and Lynette's call where they talk about, in 14 days, we'll talk over what's going to happen in the next 2-week period. So they tell them from day 1 to day 4, congrats on your pack. We're going to walk you through the support. You're probably going to hate us because a lot of transitioning is going to be happening in your body. Lots of detox, common headaches, great ways to... We'll show you great ways to replenish. Our help, everything is fine. Trust us. Day 5 to 7, that's when the magic happens. You're going to sleep better. Your tummy issues will balance out. Energy rising. Body starting to respond. And then day 10, you're going to run out of your first canister of shakes. So luckily, you have your own account. You can, order from the company. There's YouTube archives. On day 14, without even trying, someone's going to ask you what's happening. And they're going to say, why are you losing weight? You're gaining energy, so you're going to want to share the gift. So they already tell them what they're going to expect from day 1 right up to day 14.
Mm-hmm. And that's from the, I think the Tracy O'Malley 14-day talk. And that's a great talk to have with people. If anybody wants to reference that, not to send to people, but so you can learn how to have that conversation, then I believe that's posted in our business group, and we can certainly repost it because that is a good conversation to have with people. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of torn about it, though, because I feel like we're setting up an expectation that people are going to feel lousy, and so many people don't ever. But I guess it's better that we've set that up and they don't feel lousy. I don't know. Has anyone done the 14-day talk? Those of you of Lauren, you have?
I've done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like it. I just kind of set up as you might feel this way. I don't really say you're going to feel this way the first couple of days, but I definitely make it a possibility because it does happen.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I have people who are really questioning it, want to quit. So, yeah, I mean, I like it actually. I think it's a good talk, and it just kind of gives them, and then they're kind of like, oh, so if something like this, if I feel like this, it's okay. It's normal.
Yeah.
Because the times that I haven't done it, I'll have someone like recently, one of Megan's people, she's like, is this normal to feel this way? And I was like, absolutely. Like we didn't do the talk with her. So I have noticed with some people, if I don't do it, they might have one of those not negative feelings, but just, maybe a little lethargic or whatever their first couple of days. And they don't think it might be the way they should be feeling initially. So I like it.
That's a great reminder. So thank you, Pia. We will repost that. And in fact, those guys train on how to do that 14-day talk. So that's something we can spend a little more time doing. And in fact, posting videos of ourselves practicing it. I think they actually, if I understood it correctly, they actually do a video, like a quick little video that they send to their people. Yeah, Lauren, Ross, you're nodding. So, okay, great. Well, let's put that down for the training next week. I think that'd be great.
Well, would that be something, Stephanie, that we could we could send them the video of the 14-day talk?
Not somebody else's, no. It would have to be your own video sending to your own people
Okay.
doing it. So that's why we're going to learn it. Yeah, you don't want to send them Tracy O'Malley's. You want to, and I don't think it needs to be, her video is training on how to do it. The actual talk could literally be 5 minutes, 3 minutes probably, if you do your own little video, if you can't do it with them live.
Right.
Yeah.
And Stephanie, that's one thing I remember them saying too is if you do make a video, it's not like you're making a video that you're going to send to all your people. You make an individual video so that you speak their name. I'm so excited for you, Stephanie. So it's personalized for each time you're going to send it.
That's great, Penny. Yeah. Thank you. Good reminder. So babe, can you make a note, please, for the next week's training that we train on that? Before I forget, one thing we agreed to do is start posting our 30-second story videos in the business group. I haven't done it either, so I'm gonna do it tomorrow after I have my shake after my double cleanse day because I'm a little. So, Laura, you weren't on the call last week, so that we all posted our 30-second stories in the files in the business group because that way we can reference each other's stories. So it's really a great tool because if you're talking to someone who's going through menopause, you might think, oh, Stephanie might be a good story because she was, or somebody who's a bodybuilder. Oh, Joe Roybal, that would be a great story. Joe, I don't think you uploaded yours yet, did you?
Me?
Joe Roybal.
Oh, Joe.
Sorry, I was muted. I have not posted mine up yet, no.
Okay, so just as a reminder, it's as a like a Word document uploaded, not just because it gets buried otherwise if you do it. Or it doesn't have to be a Word document. Just create a file, so it's in the files section of our Team Freedom Business Group.
Okay.
If you don't happen to have Word. All right. So once people get started, 14-day talk, great. Thank you so much for bringing that up, Pia. And so the touch points is something that Chris Harder really talked about a lot. Touch points. When do you touch base with people? When they start, obviously, when they get their package. I'd love for us to get people to, take picture, not necessarily just of their box, but unpack their box and take a picture of it and post in the group that their stuff is there and they're so excited. Day 5, of course, the magic day after their 2 deep cleanse days is a great time to touch base as well. Touch base when their auto ship is coming up. Make sure they have everything they want or need on there and don't have anything they don't want on there. And then the every 60 days thing, Lauren Raymond, you posted about how much you like that, right? You're muted. You're muted.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, that's my to-do list tonight. I'm going to start emailing my people. I think that's an awesome, I just like a great way to reach out to people who have just been product users for so long that you might not be in contact with.
I'm going to see if there's any way they'll share that email with them because I think it's really great. Do you want to just share what they send to people?
Yes, I have it on my other computer, but it's something like, I'm trying to think of exactly they started out, hey, so-and-so is very personable. I know that you've enjoyed using using Isagenix and the products and what it's done for your, for your life or health or whatever they say, something to that matter. And we know that timing is everything. So we're just reaching out to see if you have, or if you're interested in, I wrote it actually word for word, but if you're interested in learning more about how to share these products. And I think they do have a kind of a twist of, or they use some verbiage as far as bringing in some extra income. And I'm happy to type it out when I have my notes in front of me because they're on my other computer. And then they say, if so, please watch this very short video and get back to us. One of our favorite thing to do is to coach people in meeting, their goals or their goals, however they say that. But I think that I love the whole thing, and I think that last line is really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And
our favorite thing to do.
did they say which video? Did they send a video they make, or do they?
No, he didn't say. I'm assuming, I was just assuming it was the U+2, just
Yeah.
because that's the system.
Right.
Because he talked about it being short, but he didn't say anything specific. So
Right. Okay. The other thing is, and sorry, these are a little out of order, guys, but one of the things that if you're looking at your blueprints every day, you'll see if somebody is enrolled an associate, or of course you get it on your ISA Pulse. And you know, we've been saying, hey, well, how would you like to double your PIB? But actually what we're helping somebody do is quadruple what they've earned so far. So if somebody's earned $25 and they sign up one more person, they quadruple that. If somebody's earned an $80 PIB and they sign up one more person, they quadruple their PIBs because, so let's say somebody enrolled 30 days, enrolled somebody with a 30-day system, they've earned $25. If they enroll one more person, they actually earn $100. That's a huge difference. So they're quadrupling that. And I think really make sure you're reaching out to those people so they understand and think about it. Like you can turn that $25 into $100 or that $80 into $320. Who else can we talk to? Who else can we reach out to? Who else deserves to know? Who else do you know who's athletic? Who else do you know? And really help them, because I think the biggest thing that we can do other than helping people transform their health, of course, is to transform their finances. And there's a lot of, I'm seeing it in my blueprints, there's a lot of money being left on the table, a lot of money being left on the table in bonus pools, in PIBs, etc. So when you, instead of saying, hey, how would you like to double that product introductory bonus, it's like, how would you like to quadruple that? So I thought that was really fantastic. Does everyone understand that?
Yep.
Okay. So let's see. Oh, and then the other thing was about the importance of getting people to events. And that's also a conversation instead of just, you know, tagging people on events or sending them the Isagenix events. So for example, let's say Jody and I had been talking and she really told me she really, really wanted to build a business and she wanted to replace her husband's income. So I could call her up and say, so Jody, when you said you actually wanted to retire your husband so he could be home with you and the kids, were you serious or were you just kidding?
Serious.
Okay, so the only way I know how to effectively show you how to really retire your husband and to get you the big picture of what is possible is to introduce you to people who have already done it. And some of those people are going to be at New Year's kickoff. Some of these were at the Super Saturday in Calgary, whatever your event is that you're inviting to. So some of those people will be at, name the event. So on a scale of 1 to 10, Jody, how important is it for you to really retire your husband?
10.
So let's get you there. Let's log in and get you that ticket and figure out a way. You know, we can room share, we can do whatever, but let's get you to that event so you can see what's really possible with people who have done it. How does that feel as an invite instead of, hey, come to New Year's kickoff because it's great. It's so fun.
I like it.
Of course, you can tweak it too. We've talked about the animal personalities before. If you're talking to a monkey who loves to have fun, you might say, use all of this and say, and plus those events are so much fun. If you're talking to an owl, somebody very analytical, you can say, you're also going to get to meet all kinds of scientists and you're going to hear about the science behind the products and you're going to learn about that. If it's a koala bear who loves the warm and fuzzy stuff, and you're going to hear so many amazing stories and you're going to get more hugs than you know what to do with. So, you know, tailor it to that. But I love that whole restating their goals. And the only way I know how to effectively show you how to restate their goal is to introduce you to people who've already done it.
Stephanie, we can't hear you.
Oh, no one can hear me?
I can hear you, Steph.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Yep.
Lauren, Raymond, can you?
No.
No?
Yeah. Yes.
I can hear you.
Temporary glitch. They also talked about, revisiting the why, rewatching the Simon Sinek video. The why is, just so powerful, you guys. It's what keeps us anchored and keeps us going. Some other little interesting statistics that I thought were interesting. 52% of our Isagenix millionaires had no network marketing experience previous to Isagenix. That's pretty powerful. Most companies are really focused on making money, not focused on making great product. So that's one of the things that I think sets our company apart. 55 world-class products so far. And here's a powerful question, and Jody, you'll probably know who I'm talking about when I say this, because I think there's still more conversation to be had. And that is what you're currently doing or currently using getting you the results you desire? You know who I mean? That we had a 3-way chat with. We decided on, yeah. Really be bold, because clearly that it's not getting her the results she desires. So, and anyway, they don't really have a cleanse.
I followed up, don't worry.
Yeah, I know. Something else, these are just little random nuggets from the wrap up, that Warren Buffett, if you don't find a way to earn money while you sleep, you will work until you die.
Wow.
I still just had, wow.
That's a great Facebook post.
Isn't it?
I'm gonna write that down. Stealing it.
So
Will you read that one more time?
Read
Yes.
that one more time.
If you don't find a way to earn money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Warren Buffett. So what are people's options for residual income? Real estate investing, stocks, storage units, laundromats all require huge amounts of money. Another cool little Isagenix statistic is 80%, and this one blew my mind, you guys. 80% of our revenue comes from existing customers. Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
Yeah. So that is pretty much it in a nutshell. So I'd love to hear some takeaways, and then we'll wrap it up.
One takeaway would be just to don't be afraid to toot our company's horn.
Yes.
In my salon business, and I'm training an apprentice. She does an awesome job book that you freaking rock this color. You changed that girl's whole world. Well, how would I say that? So same with our business. Things like this, like the millionaires, most of them have not had networking experience. 80% of our revenue come from existing clients. That's phenomenal.
Those are
So
great.
do not be afraid.
Yeah, those are great little snippets as Facebook posts too. And we don't have to mention Isagenix, of course, our company. One more thing I just thought of, you guys. And we can reach out to each other in the VIP consultant chat, for example, before and after posts. This is something that Paula and Linda also trained on. So if somebody posts a before and after post, feel free to say, hey guys, I'm making a before and after post. And then the way they position it in how the team responds is, oh my gosh, your program is amazing. And that was a big change too, because I used to say, oh, our program's so great, or isn't our nutrition the best? But that way we're edifying the poster. Your program or your nutrition program or your products are awesome. So that's something I think we can help each other out certainly more, and be using those posts. The pictures are very, very, very powerful. Okay, sorry, I interrupted the takeaways. Who else has any takeaways?
I do actually. Chris Harder.
Thanks, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie's busy with the little one. Sorry.
I'm kidding. That's what it
So
says.
I jumped on. Chris Harder, he's phenomenal. I listen to his podcast sometimes when I feel that I just need that extra little boost or confidence to share this with anybody. So it's on Isagenix podcast, which is nice because you can hear the whole story and how he starts from the beginning to end and how he really connects with the person on how he's trying to, draw out, hey, it doesn't matter how much they're saying. They're telling you what the amount is that they're comfortable spending, which is really, really nice. So I love it. And I listen to it whenever I feel like, I have some blockage of objections or just to boost some confidence in myself too as well, which is nice.
Thank you so much. And I would love, thanks for stepping out. I would love it if you would post the link to that and a little blurb about what it's about, because
Absolutely.
it goes much more in depth than what I did. That's a great idea. Thank you.
Sure.
My takeaway, I like the whole, when you're talking to someone about past, present, and future, I think those have there's a lot of power in those. So that's my takeaway as far as trying to ask those questions, because I have touched on them somewhat with some of the people I've been talking to, but I like some of the how long have you worked here? Do you see yourself doing something different? I like the verbiage on that, so I'm going to use that.
Yeah, and thank you, Joe. And just we have to be careful to make it oh, well, do you see yourself doing this for another 10 years? You're excited for them that they like their job, and is this your future? Another question that they didn't say, but I always ask is, do you do anything else? Like if I'm with Uber driver, usually that's a second job. Restaurant staff, often it's a second job while they're in school or something. So what else do you do? What do you love to do when you're not working? What do you do in your off time? That kind of stuff. So lots of good questions. All right, thank you. So reminder, video stories in the business group. We'll perfect them there, and then we'll start sprinkling them into the Very Inspired People group because I think those will be very, very powerful. Our people hearing it from us, our guests in the VIP group hearing this from us is way more powerful than reading 100 before and afters and other people's stories. So yeah. So thank you so much. Deborah, great to see you back. You look really good. I'm seeing some really nice face shape happening.
No, thank you.
And Laura, thank you so much for joining us for the first time, kind of last minute. So stories, and then we'll go into the 14-day talk next week. And what else do you guys want some more in-depth on? All right, post it in the business group. And you know what's another great thing we could share? This isn't an assignment or anything, but if you could share your list or write your list of the criteria you're seeking in people you want to partner with, write it somewhere where you're going to have it visible, and then take a picture of it and share it in the group. I have mine. Oh, I have mine right here, so I can go first. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining.
Good night.
Thanks, Steph.
Night, everybody. Have a blessed